Good afternoon, lovely friends. I hope you're well. Lovely to see you all. I have missed you all, as you can imagine. It's been a busy week over on Create and Craft, so it's lovely to be back on my own terra firma in my studio, and it's lovely to see you all. So hello Irene, Enid, Kay, Angela, Viv, Mesa, Pat Pepper. Lots of you visiting us every single day, and thank you so much for being patient while I've been up and down V. So in today's studio, I'm just going to briefly give a quick overview of the Christmas stamps launching over on Create and Craft on Monday. I'm sorry if you did see the Facebook Live and it seems a little bit of a repeat, but I appreciate not everybody is on social media and hasn't seen the products. So is everybody okay? Is everybody well? The weather is a bit rubbish today, not good at all, but at least we get to craft together this afternoon, hopefully. So if you are crafting along, I will go through what we will be using, what we've got, the plans and things like that, because we've sort of like rocked the boat a little bit, haven't we? We're not sure where we're at with it all. So what we'll do is we'll just confirm what's going on over the next few days so you all know exactly where we're at and what we're doing. So before I jump into Christmas, what I would do is I'm just going to show you what we're doing with the Craft Academy. So in Craft Academy, we are using this lovely stamp here today. So a lot of you have probably purchased this item. So it's the lovely two flowers on there, and you can see there on the back, the lovely tulip and a whole bunch of either daisies, gerberas, whatever your interpretation is of that beautiful flower. So this is the one we're going to be using today. You also know that I did launch this one at the same time, and this is coming. So we are going to be using this one today, Tuesday and Wednesday, and Monday I'm on Create and Craft with Christmas. So today with this one, Tuesday and Wednesday, so you at least know where we're at. And then on the Monday coming up, we're going to launch this one. Okay, so I will do some samples for this one, and then we'll launch this one the following Monday in studio. You will have seen all of the other items, all of the other Craft Academy stamps here, absolutely gorgeous. These are all, there's a handful left of a few of them, although there are, you can see there's some missing ones, they have actually sold out. So well done everybody if you did get that one. So these are the ones that are left, not many. And as always, you can revisit any of these videos with the tuition for each of these stamps over on our YouTube page. And if you would like to purchase any of them, all you need to do is pop FBL into the search engine on our website, which is www.stampsbyme.co.uk, and all the products that we use live in studio are there for you. However, if you don't want to buy the stamps, please don't switch off. The inspiration is here, and you can dig out anything you may have in your stash that will work with the inspiration we give you. So it seems everybody's good. Got the hearts and hands. I'm excited about that one. I don't think a lot of you know what to do with it. Me neither. I'm all joking. I'm going to show you a couple of ways, thoughts and ideas that I've had with that stamp, which is going to make your cards a little bit different because I've not seen anything like those. So there we go. So that's a lovely Craft Academy. So I hope everyone's okay with Craft Academy. We are getting back on track with it. And then Monday we are live on Create and Craft with Christmas. So let's just quickly go through Christmas here. So just have a drink of the coffee. Has everybody got a cup of tea? Yeah, so just a little reminder for you all, if you are wanting to get involved in the Craft Academy, when it's finished, the Craft Academy talk through, should we say, where if you send a card, it doesn't have to be with a Craft Academy stamp. If you would like to send a card to us here at Stamps by Me, we're going to dedicate a 1 hour show with all the lovely cards that have been sent to me. And if you want me to show your card and you have a message you would like me to say to everybody else or to me or anything you want, pop it inside and we'll read it and we'll show the beautiful handmade card that you've made. And I'm hoping the whole back of this studio, including studio number 2, is going to be littered with beautiful cards. Hopefully. I have already received about 12. They are nice. They are really nice. And we've had some nice decorated envelopes too, which is lovely. So don't forget about that one. You have about 5 weeks to get those in. So Plenty of time. So for the Christmas launch on Monday, we've done a stamp bundle and a stamp and die bundle. So we've tried to think about everybody this time. And something completely different for us, so quite simplistic designs, but can be really effective. If you think about all the techniques that we've done live here in studio, you can really incorporate these in with this lovely Christmas collection. So with the mood board, it's the lovely design team that do the mood board, and basically Elaine posts a picture of a specific colour theme or something like that, and all you have to do is create a card with those colours in mind using something from Stamps by Me or somebody else. As long as it's got a bit of Stamps by Me in it somewhere, it's okay. And then we go through the entries every week and the design team pick a winner to who's made the best product. And it's every week, so you can get involved. It's on the Eureka fan page, so if you're not a member already, all you need to do is go and ask to join. It's a group and you will be accepted, and then you can get involved in all the good stuff that goes on. Okay, it's run weekly. I think it's Sunday to Sunday. One of the design team girls will correct me if I'm wrong, and it's Elaine that currently runs that little project. So Christmas, so let me talk about this one first. So Christmas cheer, so this is the beautiful Christmas bow with the fabulous coordinating die, 2 variations of the bow, lots of shading in there for you, and then we get the beautiful mistletoe on there, and then you get the lovely stamps on there, and you also get the lovely like sparkly bow that you would find on a lovely present. I'm going through these really quickly because I want to get to Craft Academy because I've really missed it. So here's your coordinating outline, so you could maybe make it look like you've gift wrapped a present. But if you're wanting some inspiration on how to use these, all you need to do is go to the Eureka fan page, and the girls have already started to post their makes on there. Yeah, Lorraine, you did hear a voice. It's either our Alexa or another video going on in the background. I haven't got a voice that deep. And then we have All is Bright. Now Alexa's wanting to get involved. Oh, it's all fun and games. It's Saturday, isn't it? It's okay. So here we have the lovely candles, some which have melted, some which have not yet melted. You get the fabulous coordinating outline, so you can do background and foreground with these. If you have a stained glass window or a window from the ballerina collection, these will sit in front of. If you have our geo frames from last year, these will work seamlessly with those. Get your glossy accents out, your scintilla, sparkle, glitter gel, all of those good stuff. Maybe do a halo of light around the actual candle light at the top. That would be really, really pretty, wouldn't it? So much you can do with these. So that one. Then we have the mistletoe wreath, and this element here is so important because you'll be able to build this as tall or as small as you wish. And you can again go in with your sparkle, and the great thing about this one is the inner can stay in or out, and then you can take the outer out as well. And this is quite a big one, is this one, so that's going to be a nice card filler for your maybe 7x7, 8x8 cards. And then we have this one, which is a lamination one. So if you haven't heard of our lamination stamps, they are 2-part stamps that give you a true watercolour finish, but they are not precise images, they are loose images. So as you can see there, the creamy coloured portion on there shows you the bleed if it hits water. So you get a true realistic watercolour finish. Obviously that's just in 2 colours, but cannot wait to do it in greens and aquas, the red berry, the gold bells. It's going to be stunning, is this one. And that has coordinating die also. So that's the stamp and die set. And then we have the lovely stamp set. So no dies with these ones. So we have the tree, which has got icicles on. Yeah, uninspiring on that picture, totally, but so much you can do with these ones. I really, really like this one. It's true Christmas. It's not got any bells or whistles. It's a true Christmas card, is this one. So you imagine stamping this out in greys and making it look like a pencil sketch with just a little bit of sparkle on the icicles. You've got cards good to go. So that's that one. Then we have Santa climbing up the ladder. Super fun, this one. You can see there you've got some trees in there to get your snow in there, your glitter, your sparkles. The roof is covered in snow. What about monochromatic design, so it looks like it's printed in black and white? Absolutely gorgeous. What size is a mistletoe wreath? Let's have a look. The largest is 11.9 by 12.6. I hope that helps. Can we see that there? 11.9 by 12.6 centimetre. Hope that helps. So that's the Santa one. Dear Santa, define good. It's a great one, isn't it, that one? I think last year we did something like Dear Santa, I Can Explain. So they're all good ones. And then we've got this beautiful like landscape one with the cabins in there. This is very similar to what we've done in Craft Academy, but the one that we did in Craft Academy was landscape design, and this is portrait. So this is going to be great for your top folding note cards, you know, the ones that I love. Got some beautiful sentiments in there. Quite quirky one is this one. So again, get in with your watercolours. We did lots of techniques with the other one, didn't we? So you can see where it's going with that one. Then we have the 3 garlands, which again, all different, all unique. You've got some twigs, you've got like the tree, and then you've got like a skeleton tree with houses, lights, baubles, and then little tea lights and beads, and you can sparkle these up with your gems. If Tom was here, this would be absolutely covered in gems. And you know, do them in your embossing powders, they're going to look beautiful. These act as a great frame around a 6x6, 7x7, 8x8 if you want to. They are beautiful. And then lastly we have, I'm going to call them lovebirds because look, he's got his arm around her. That is so cute. So robin red breasts, shall we call them Celia and Eric? And they're in love and they're on a tree and they've got the Christmas hats on all ready for Santa to come. And then the huge sentiment on the bottom there. Again, these are going to be fab for your watercolours, and as you always know, we do large open spaces so you can get in and play. They're not tiny designs, you know, you can absolutely enjoy them. So there we go. That's that. I do want to tell you though, if you are tuning in, I did mention this on the Facebook Live, we have 3 Christmas launches this year, okay? I don't want you to think that this is the only one, spend all your money and then we go, hey, we've got another one, because we have. So I'm just giving you a heads up that we have got 3 Christmas launches. We've got one this week, one next week, and we've got one in October. And next week's designs are just stamps, okay? They are not stamps and dies, and you can buy them as individuals. So that's going to be a great show as well for people who maybe can't stretch to the stamp and die bundles. So just buy what you like because there is more to come, okay? So I hope that's okay. I thought what Joe's just put, I'm definitely hiding from hubby on Monday. What, you're going to hide under the bed, or your craft stash is going to be hiding under the bed? I'm all thinking, oh, she's hiding under the bed. So let's just show you a few quick samples. So don't forget to share the video afterward for the people that may miss it and maybe don't have access to YouTube, because I appreciate some people don't. I did forget to say who I am, and don't forget to click the subscribe button, but I think I'll get away with it today. It's Saturday. I'm being eyeballed. So let's just show you a couple of samples. So the beautiful scene, a lot of the techniques you will have done over the Craft Academy course. So we've got the lovely cabin, black and white. You can absolutely go to town with this one and just maybe make it black and white, blue and white, yellow and white, batch stamp. Just absolutely go for it. Pop some sparkle on the trees with your sparkle pens. Instant Christmas cards. Absolutely gorgeous. So the people who are struggling to hear, difficulty with hearing and things like that, after the show, if you go back and watch it, the live show, the subtitles are available. Okay, so we've made sure that if you do not watch it live and you watch it back, subtitles are going to be there for you, because we've just had a little comment saying somebody's hard of hearing, so Tim's just quickly done it. So there you go. So subtitles will be now available on there for you. So that's that one. Let's quickly go through these because I really do want to craft. So these are the candles, not fussy cut, completely flat look, coloured in with your alcohol markers. The lovely garlands, I absolutely love these garlands, and these are some of our earlier ones from last year. And if you do look on Create and Craft, some of the products from last year have been loaded back on. I've put some more in the show because they work well with them. We've got the 2 little birds there, bits of sparkle on there using your Midas glitters on his hat and her hat. I'm quickly going through these, guys. I'm not even going to talk too much about them. I'm sure you all will let me know if you like them. So more birds. And then, so I'm hoping you are feeling a little bit inspired as to what you could possibly do with these. Don't forget, as always, when you buy the products, we always do extra tuition in our studio when we're on a bit of downtime. If we're not doing academy or something like that, we always do extra tuition on earlier products. So you can see there, matching. Let's Santa up the tree. So you can get a feel of the sorts of things that you will be able to create, and that's lovely masking off with the hills like we did in studio. And the lonely tree and the lovely cabin in there. So I hope that's okay. I hope that's okay. So don't forget, yes, I've just noticed there some people have forgot we're on at 1 o'clock. It's now 1 o'clock, just until we sort Tom's schooling, because his times are right in the middle of our studio. So 1 o'clock from here on in. And I hope that's okay. But as always, you don't have to watch it live if you are busy. It's always going to be on YouTube. So let's, oh, I've missed one. Sorry about that, I missed that one. So matching envelope, and that's what I was saying about the halo around the candle light there. And this is the products that were in the show last week. So if you got these, then you are literally good to go. Sandra made that one. So lovely, lovely job. So today we are going to be working on the lovely flowers, which is this one here. Lorraine's bit, pardon? What? Oh, Lorraine, £1,298. It was actually £12.98. I'm like, ah! It'd have bounced anyway if it had been my bank. It'd have bounced if it was £12.98 actually. Right, so let's craft. So in today's studio, we're going to create a bit of a dimensional card. We're going to do it in a little bit different. Just move this over. So if you are crafting along and you have this stamp, you're going to need a piece of acetate. Now, if you don't have acetate, get a piece of your old packaging. So maybe one of the backing sheets off one of your stamps or something like that. That works perfectly. Just be mindful when you are heat embossing onto it though, to put your gun on, take your gun off so you don't melt the plastic. But if it is good if you have the heat resistant acetate, but if you don't, check out some packaging and things like that. Just check it before you actually do it though, because I would hate you to set your house on fire or burn yourself, more for that matter. So I'm just going to be using a piece of heat resistant acetate today. And what I'm going to do is just going to pop it in my Eureka. Your card size that you are going to need. Here, I've got a top folding white note card here. And the size of this one is 6 wide, 8 tall. 6 wide, 8 tall. So if you are crafting along, and then you're going to need a piece of, I have a piece of metallic card here, which is the matte and layer, and then I have a piece of patterned. So there are no really sizes for those, just go down in size as you would as if you were making a card, okay? So let's start to craft. So this is our heat resistant acetate. What I'm going to do is we're going to heat emboss onto it. So I am using the anti-static bag all over. I want a really lovely finish. Hopefully it will look nice. We did some heat embossing onto some acetate before. Can you remember? I think we did the scene and we did it in a white embossing, but today we're going to colour on this acetate, so something a little bit different. And I'm going to be using some gold embossing powder. So I have this morning been ringing lots of customers who have messaged me. So I've just noticed there that Bridget's saying that she hasn't had a response for she sent an email 2 weeks ago. Bridget, if you could message me on Facebook, sweetheart, that would help. I've been calling everybody this morning, trying to get back to everybody. So please just message me on Facebook and I will deal with you straight after studio. And if anybody else is still waiting, please just message me on Facebook. I've dealt with a lot of inquiries this morning and I'm happy to sit this afternoon and continue on until everybody's absolutely happy. We have had a few blending brushes go walkabouts and that's fine, but we need to obviously get everybody sorted so everybody's got all of their orders and we're up to date. Things are starting to turn around and there is light at the end of the tunnel, so just message me and we'll get it sorted today for you, sweetheart. So let's use the fabulous tulips. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this one quite high. Yeah, I'm going to start high on this one. And we're going to stamp this. You can't really see the acetate and I do apologise. And I'm just going to use a sticky ink pad. So how do I get my glitter to stick? Do you mean embossing powder to stick? Or as in glitter glue, whoever that question was? Can you just let me know what you mean? So I'm just stamping this down here on this acetate, so I'm going to get hopefully a nice crisp image. I'm just going to move that magnet over. I'm just going to anti-static here and up here, and then I'm just going to re-stamp it again. But what I'm going to do is, rather than it be formal, I'm just going to lower it slightly. Put them next to each other, but I'm going to make it lower. I might even overlap the leaf. I will. Let's go for it. There we go. And then I'll stamp this one too. I'm sorry you can't see anything as of yet. And then we'll put some powder on there. Let's just grab a piece of scrap card. Just use this gold powder here. Hopefully this will turn out better than the one I tried to do before coming to air. It's okay, you can come in. So there we go, just make sure it's all covered. Just give it a good shake, and then any excess powder you've got floating around, which is quite ugly, just grab a brush or something and just take off that ugly excess. Listen, if you get the embossing powder everywhere but on your image, don't worry about it, it's not the end of the world. You still get a great result. Just try and get rid of it off the page. So I'm just going in there with my brush, giving it a blow, a tap as well maybe. If you hold it up to the light, sometimes you can see a little better. Don't know if you can see me doing that there. Just hold it up to the light. See a little bit of what's going on. Just tidy it up a little bit. Acetate is just so unpredictable. You saw me there cover it in the anti-static bag, but it still looked like it wanted to have a party. So just put some on the top there because there's just a bit missing there. Well, I'm just going to go for it because otherwise I'll be here all day faffing. So let's just put this powder back in my jar. Tom, everybody knows that you've just come in. They heard you. They're asking, is school going okay? You enjoying it? Yeah? He's enjoying school, everyone. Thank you for asking. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my gun as hot as possible, because we are working on acetate. It is heat resistant acetate, but the less time spent on the plastic, the better. It's heat resistant is this one. It's the just heat resistant acetate. It's on the website if you are wanting some. It's on FBL. So I'm just getting my gun as hot as possible. In fact, if I put a piece of card underneath, so you might be able to see the transition with the embossing powder, that bit better. So I'm just getting my gun. Giving it a good blow. I want it to be as neat as possible. I'm just going to pop the gun. Did you see how it instantly changed? Hope you can see it's changing there. So I'm sort of like going in with my gun and taking it off. So what we have now, I'm not sure if you can see that there. Can you see those there? And then if you pop white camera. There we go. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So literally you are good to go just on a card as is, aren't you? There we go, look. I've actually done a better job than I expected I would do there. So you just have to be mindful of getting those flecks and bits floating around. So let's just pop that aside. So I'm just going to pop this on top here. I'm just going to give it a brush with my tissue. If you turn your artwork over, if it's really messy from one side, if it's really messy and it's quite ugly from one side, if I try and get close in on this, you can see a few flecks on there at the top here. Sometimes if you, there we go, can we see that there? There are flecks on there, but if you turn it over, sometimes it looks better on the reverse. So try both ways, whichever way works better for you, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to colour. So I'm going to colour on the back side. So pick the side you like, then turn it over, and that's where you're going to colour. So I'm going to colour onto this white card here so you can see what I'm doing. So this is the way that it's going to be put on my card when I'm ready to do that. And then what I'm going to do, one second, sorry, this is the way it's going to be on my card. But what I am going to do is I'm going to turn it over and colour on the back side. I've just noticed I haven't sealed it properly there. Can you see it's brushed off a little bit? So make sure you do heat set it properly. So I'm turning it over and I'm getting in my alcohol markers here. So any alcohol markers, don't have to be mine, but you do need alcohol markers, something that's going to dry permanent, and you need to colour on the back. Okay, for it to look beautiful on the front, it needs to be coloured from the back. May, it sounds like you've been using the heat embossing interference ones, which change colour with whatever colour's underneath. So let's go yellow. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to colour the back of this tulip here. So it doesn't matter if I go onto the gold embossing because it won't show through on the other side. So let's just show you this first. Look how soft it is on the front. It's like a stained glass window. It's beautiful. Can we see that there? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So just go in and colour the back side. Now there are pluses, there are pros and cons with your alcohol markers. You can't make them any darker, unfortunately. So once you've got that layer of colour down, it's down. If you keep going over it, like I've just gone over that there, can you see, and it's pulled it back off. So when it's down, it's down. You can't go back over and intensify it. Get that colour on and leave it be, let it dry. Okay, so that's one. Let's move on to this one then. So this little bunch of tulips are going to be yellow and orange, I think. I'll go for this one up here. Sorry about the squeak, it's because it's acetate. Like so. So let's swap out our pen and use a different colour. So we'll go orange. Like so. It looks quite ugly from the back, but when you turn it over, it is gorgeous. Then we'll just swap it out for a different colour here. So I've got a bit of tone. Looks like somebody's touching a balloon, isn't it? It's not very nice, that, sorry. And then we'll just do our lovely green. So this is really like a stained glass window. They are beautiful. So you could do a whole row of these. And because you're colouring from the back, you're not interfering your nibs with the embossing powder, potentially risking it connecting with the embossing powder and contaminating your nib. So I'm just doing all of the leaves there, and then what I'll do is I'll do the stems of the flowers in a different colour green. Go darker. See that there? And if you want to be really arty, you could add some flicks or some shadows where those lines are in the stamp, bring it together a little bit, or just do it in one flat colour. I think whatever colour you do it in, it's going to look equally as beautiful. I don't honestly think you need to start doing light and shade, but there we go. I'm a bit of a faffer, as you all know. Then when you turn it over, let's just look how soft and beautiful it looks. I'll pick it up for you. See that there? There we go. It looks like a stained glass window. It's really, really pretty. Okay, so it softens, the acetate sort of softens it for you. So it might look harsh from the back. Look how harsh it looks from the back. But as soon as you turn it over, it's so soft and so pretty. Look at that. So just food for thought, that one. So let's just set that one aside and let's just bring in, oops, sorry, could somebody just pass me that piece of paper I've just dropped on the floor? Sorry. Thank you. So this is the patterned paper. Now you can do it on normal paper if you want, or patterned. I've chosen to do it on patterned today, but you can do it on plain white paper. You don't have to do as I am. So I've got a couple of names here on my list. We've put the names, Tim's written the list down as well for me, so I will get back to you straight after show. So if you have messaged, I will get back to you, okay? I think I have pretty much got through everybody, but obviously there's a few more I just need to do, and I will spend the time this afternoon to speak to you all. So let's go back in with the same stamp, and this time I'm putting the stamp straight there, and I'm just connecting it at the bottom of my paper there. Okay, so let's do this one. So the embossing powder I'm using is Claire's Thirsty Brush. This is available on her website, my website. Just pop FBL into the search engine and you will see it on there. So again, heat embossing, but this time onto the pattern. Just going to do it one more time, make sure I get all of that lovely detail in there. Yep, I've got all your names. Tim's making a note of all the ladies who are saying they're missing things or would like to speak to me. So let's just get this one covered in the powder because I don't want it to dry. Now at this point, I'm just going to use the gold again, but at this point you can swap out your colours. You could do a mix of colours like we've done in the past. So it's personal preference. Get rid of anything you don't want. So I'm not going to heat set that one yet, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my anti-static bag again, just in the area where we're going to work on, and I'm going to pop this one bit lower, and I'm going to overhang so it's off the page, like so. So it doesn't look sterile. Try not to like line them up same heights, same widths. Try and do some off the page, some on the page. Just makes it easy, a little bit easier on the eye, and it just looks a little bit more realistic. So I know I seem like I'm having a thirsty brush show here. The papers are Claire's again, and they're the ones that she had on show, where she had 5 paper collections on Create and Craft. At like a super price. It's those. So let's pop some powder on this one. Any bits you don't like, get rid of. Keep it tidy. The trusted blow. Just to get rid of those little ones that, you know, always want to hang on in there. So let's heat set this one. Get your gun hot. And then we're just going to heat set this one. Hopefully you'll be able to see the changing of the powder there. And then when we've done them, this is what they look like. You see there? Really, really pretty. There we go, get all that detail in there, absolutely gorgeous. So let's bring these to life a little bit, and what we're going to do now is we're going to create a little bit of dimension on this card. And I've shown you all before how I create a little bit of dimension. I have my grey marker, and I'm just going to outline these two, and you will see why. So I'm just going to go around the outside. Hopefully this one isn't too dark. No, it should be fine. And this is going to make it look like it's 3D, but it's not. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently, let's swap out for the other nib, is I'm just going to gently go around the outside. So I'm outlining it. When you first pop it on, it'll probably look a little bit darker than you like, but it will dry back a little bit lighter. So I'm basically just outlining this image. And I'll just do this one first, then hopefully you'll be able to see the difference between this one and the one on the left. Go. So I'll just give that a second or two to, I can see it evaporating right before my very eyes, and then when I hold it up I'll show you. Can you see the difference? Does one look 3D? There we go. So it's not as floating, and when you come to create your card it looks 3D. It really does. So if you're going to buy an alcohol pen of any colour, always go for something that's going to do a nice outline, so a grey, a pale blue, a purple. Okay, so let's just quickly go around the other one too, so they're both the same. I practically outline everything I do. I don't know why, I think it's just habit now. So just cast that nice shadow. And if you have the courage to go a little bit darker, it gets better with dark. I try not to go too dark though, because it will look like you've just gone around it with a black outline or something. As you can see, I'm putting it down, and when you first put it down, it's like, oh. But it practically, look at that, you can look at that after that. Practically fades down to nothing, but already it's made it look like it's elevated from the page. It doesn't look like it's floating. Does it have to be an alcohol pen? Absolutely not. I don't think so, Rio. If you use your grey from your watercolour markers or a grey pencil, I think you'd get the same result, sweetheart. Right, so let's get a sentiment on here. So I'm going to pop this back in, and in the sentiment, oh, everything's dropping off the counter today, but it's okay. It's okay, I don't need it. So all I've got here is Be You, and I'm just going to pop this up here, like so, and I'm going to stamp this one in black, okay, so it stands out. Let me just grab a black ink pad. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go back in with our colour on this one, and we're just going to add a little bit of colour. So I've got the same pens that I've used for the acetate, and I'm just running a little bit of colour on top of these flowers. Now you do have to be mindful, we are using alcohol markers. What does that mean? Basically it will stain your embossing powder. So try not to go too close to your embossing powder. I mean, I'm just quickly brushing over here. I'm not overly concerned. I'm using a yellow and the embossing powder's gold, so it shouldn't taint it too much. But as you can see, I'm not colouring the whole of the flower because we have that colour underneath. Quite happy for that lovely colour underneath to show through. And again, they'll dry back way lighter than we want to. And I'm going to do all of these in the same colour. So flicking motion, top to bottom, bottom to top. Follow the lines in the stamp. And again, it will dry 2 shades lighter at least. So you can already see. Try and leave some white spaces if you have the courage. So let's just go in with a bit of green. So I'm literally just flicking, following the lines. If you are not wanting to do this sort of flicking motion, colour the whole thing, okay? There are no rules, just colour the whole thing. Just make sure that whatever you do, you follow with the way the lines are going. So don't ever go against the lines that are in the stamp because it'll stand out like a sore thumb. So there we go. I'm going to leave that as is. So let's put this away. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to stick this onto this gold card first. So let's get our gold card, let's get our tape pen. Pop this onto this gold mat here. And then our beautiful acetate florals. Think about where you want to position them. Do you want to go a little bit lower? I am going to do an arch on these because I don't want, can we see if you arch them? I'm going to do an arch on here, so I'm just going to trim some, I'm just going to go to the guillotine. I'm just going to trim some of the detail off the bottom so it is a little bit lower than our actual artwork on our card. So I've just trimmed, so I've just taken some off the base here. Can we see that there? So now it's a case of deciding where we're going to put them. Oh, decisions. What about, should we go there? It all looks like it's intermingling at the moment, but trust me, when it's stuck down, it'll look beautiful. So what I'm going to do, shall we do an arch? Let's do an arch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn my artwork over. I'm just going to pop some tape on here. I'm just going to take that acetate and pull it over. Give it a good score line. Like so, and then what I'm going to do is, like we did in our last studio, actually in one of our other studios, can we see that there? Yeah, you can see the detail on there. I'm going to give it a slight hump, just a slight one. So let me first of all pop some tape behind here, look. And then what I'll do is I'll decide from the front, sorry, can't see that there, can you decide from the front how big I want the hump. And then when I'm absolutely happy, I'll pinch it on the back, turn it over and give it that lovely scoreline. Just tease it into a little bit of an arch. So can we see that there? Let's just show you from the front. So we have the gold ones in the front with the like stained glass window, and then in the back you have the coloured one. Sorry, there we go. You see that there? Really, really lovely. So this is just another one of those lovely techniques where if you colour the back of the acetate, it looks gorgeous. So let's get this onto our card. So I'm going to pop the tape straight onto my card blank here because it's going to be quite difficult with the hump on there to get this adhered on. So just going by eye, you wouldn't normally do this. And I am going to pop some glue on there too, just to make sure. And I'm going to take my lovely card, put my hand in to get it to adhere. And then you would just pop some sparkles onto the front of a floating acetate, and I will do that for my picture. If you wanted to, just had a thought there, if you wanted to be really creative, you could have fussy cut around the tops of these. I do encourage somebody to do this. Fussy cut around the tops of here, just around the tops, and sort of like tail it off. That would look really pretty. It would get rid of this harsh line here. Can we see this harsh line here? But all the same, totally beautiful, dimensional card with foreground and background, just from a bit of stamping and a little bit of colouring, hey? So there we go. One little trick for you then. So if you did buy the stamp, you can do this technique. If you have a stamp that's similar, you can still do the same technique. You do not have to have the products. We do like you to buy our products, but obviously you don't have to have them. A stamp of a flower is a stamp of a flower. So I hope you've liked that technique. So that's twice we've used acetate. One we just did with white embossing to make it look like a snowy scene. This time we've coloured the reverse. So another great one as well is vellum. Heat emboss onto vellum, so if you don't have acetate, try vellum and colour on the back side of the vellum, and it comes through so subtly, so beautiful on the other side. It's really, really lovely, and it gives a lovely simplistic looking card, but maximum effect. So there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed that. So I'm back with you on TV on Monday, Create and Craft. It's Christmas, sparkly jumpers and all. And then we're back in studio on Tuesday and Wednesday using this very same stamp. So I hope you liked that card. I can't wait to see what you're all going to do on the Eureka fan page with that little technique, and I will see you all Monday bright and breezy at 9 o'clock. See you later everyone, take care, bye.